Hello, 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 everybody. Let's see how everybody's doing tonight. Maybe get a couple people in here and talk about some ghosts and some spirits on this lovely Friday evening. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Give a like if you like the content. Leave a comment or chat if you're here in real time. It's always greatly appreciated. I have all my email and link info in the description. I have my Amazon wish list posted on my community tab. And let's begin. I want to say a quick thank you to those that have the select few that have generously donated to helping the family that I talk about in my Christmas talk video. It is greatly appreciated. Any help is appreciated. Hi, Super63. Um, like I said, even if it's $1, even if it was $5, even if you could just give a prayer and a positive thought to the family, anything is greatly appreciated. Hi, Lynn. How are you, hun? So, I thought while I was here by myself, hey, Dim. Um, and like I said, Vault's not here, so when Vault's away, Lakaya will play. We could talk about ghosts and spirits on this Friday evening. Hey, Lana, what's up, girl? Have any of you had any spirit encounters? Or ghostly encounters or ghostly apparitions? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good today. Um, I went and got me a frozen Coke and a large fry from McDonald's, and so I am set. That's all I've been craving is potatoes for a week, so I got my potato fill. Had to get those starches in. And of course, I'm addicted to frozen Cokes. That's just what it is. They're so good. So good. If you haven't tried them, highly recommend them. Super 63 said never seen a ghost or had any encounters. I can remember when I was little. Hey, Chaos. Hi, David. You've had a few encounters? Oh, that's awesome, David. I can remember when I was little seeing people, but I thought they were real people. Like real you and me realistic people. I did not realize that until I got about 12. I can remember being in 6th grade that I realized, oh, the people that I'm seeing are not actually real. One of my very first encounters was, believe it or not, you've lived a boring life. Aw. One of my, you have several ghost stories? Oh, awesome. Please share. Please share. You can share in chat or you can always email them to me at lakayatucker@gmail.com and I can tell them for you. But that is awesome. I love hearing encounters. But I was little and believe it or not, I seen Jesus. And that was my very first, what you want to call, encounter. Being a pagan, yes, I seen Jesus. My grandmother raised me, if you believe in something hard enough and you ask to see it, it will manifest itself. And so I prayed and prayed and prayed like she told me to and said, if you're real, please come visit me. Come let me see you. And I can remember laying in bed one night and I got woken up and I looked over at the fireplace and down through the ceiling came a man with dark skin, long hair, tattered clothing, and I knew I could hear him speak in my mind. I know that sounds crazy, but I knew right then it was Jesus. Like I knew immediately who it was. And I wasn't necessarily raised in a Christian household, so for me to recognize who that was told me a lot. And I went and told my grandmother my encounter and what had happened. And she said, well, you asked him to come visit you, right? I said, yes, ma'am, I did. She said, well, see, he came to visit you. She said, you have a gift of being able to connect with the other side. So that was my very first encounter with anything spiritual um in my life. Let's see. Lana, a few. When I moved into my flat, I seen the old lady who lived here from long ago. This building was here since the late 1800s. The other time, both for just a few minutes. Oh, wow. Dim said, I was in London and at a plague mass grave, and I saw a little girl in in an old-fashioned dress. I was not scared at all. Cal said, interesting when you get down to it, how spooky our world really is. Exactly. Exactly. And here's the thing. I know some people say ghost. Some people say spirits. Some people call it just balls of energy. Now, it's been scientifically proven that we human beings are made up also of stardust, and we are made of energy. We can conduct energy. And it fascinates me and amazes me how our consciousness can be left behind or come back to visit after our bodies have passed away and have gone and disappeared. You know what I mean? Like, it fascinates me how the energy can manipulate itself to show back up. I'm just fascinated by it. Hey, Darkwoods. Oh, I hope you get your snowblower fixed. Most of your encounters are long. Well, David, if you want to anytime, hey, Sharon. David, anytime if you just want to email them to me, I'll be more than glad to read them. If you okay them to be used on my channel, I'll tell them on my channel. If not, I'll just read them and we can email back and forth about them. I don't mind receiving private emails, and I don't mind receiving encounters and stories to be able to tell on my channel either. Either's fine with me. I'm more than happy just to hear your story. I saw orbs night after night during the film of 168. The place I work has all kinds of stuff going on. Both those areas are at Indian Mountains. Oh, wow, Lynn. That's awesome in a way. It's pretty interesting. Hey, Sean. Just chatting about ghosts and spirits. Up to 13 inches real soon, Darkwoods. I wish it would snow here, but tonight we've got super severe weather coming in. So it'll be late tonight. Well, I think it starts at 9 tonight and goes until my time about 3 a.m. into Saturday morning. Sean got those here, no thanks. Lynn DW said you need a spiritual cleansing. You may. If you need a spiritual cleansing and you need to know how to do it, feel free to email me and I can help you with that. I can tell you what you need to do. Got a high wind warning tomorrow morning. Oh, goodness, Sean. Right now, it's hot as Hades here. I'm talking, it is hot, hot, hot. We went from like 40-something degrees to, I think we checked earlier, and it was like 76, 73 degrees, something like that. I'm talking, we've had to cut the air conditioners back on. Well, the central air unit. Had to cut it back on. Like, I'm burning up. Yeah, sage works. Sage, rubbing an egg on you, Palo Santo, Florida water, dragon's blood incense, salt, tea, actually. You can bathe with tea. Will cleanse you. I don't know why my phone keeps going off. Goodness. It's Wig in here. Did I miss Wig? Let me scroll back. Ah, Wig. Now I see you. Had to go back. Hey, can a voice memo or video be emailed to you? It sure can. It surely can. Like I said, my email, it should be lakayatucker@gmail.com in the description box. Or if you go to my About Me section on my YouTube channel and click View Email Address, it will bring my email address up. The one I mainly use anyway. Let's see. And after I had my Jesus sighting, the next ghostly encounter that I had, I was 13. And my grandfather, who raised me, he was like my best friend growing up. He spoiled me right, and that's why I'm so spoiled to this day. Vaught will tell you I'm very spoiled because of my grandfather. Um, I he passed away, and I took it really, 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 really hard. And I was talking on the phone, sitting on the end of my bed, talking on the phone to an ex-boyfriend at the time. And my dresser was sitting in front of my bed, and I looked up into the mirror just looking as I was talking on the phone, and I literally seen my grandfather walk from the living room wall that connected to my bedroom behind me through my bed and into my closet, and the door shut on my closet. And after that, in the closet, my mom still lives there. The closet is still haunted by my grandfather. The light in there will turn on and off. The door will open and shut. Things in the closet get moved around and organized, believe it or not. Um, and my sister, after I moved out of the house, my sister took over that room, and she even seen my grandfather in that closet. So we're not exactly for sure why my grandfather's spirit chose the closet to hang out in, but that's where he ended up hanging out. And to this day, he's still there. My mom will go in there once in a while and, say, "Hey Dad, how are you?" Because he's not my mom's biological father, but he is the man that adopted her. And to her, that's Dad. So she'll go, "Hey Dad, how are you?" And she can hear the light in the closet because it's a pull light. She can hear the string pull on and the light click on and off, and the light will come on and then the light will go off. So hey, Miss Carol. So that was my second encounter. Why are there so many portals and closets and under beds? I don't know. I think that's because that's where I think the bed is because at nighttime, a lot of our energy escapes our body because we're not in control of ourselves. And the reason why I think it goes under the bed, I think it's because it encases the bed, but under the bed necessarily because that's closest to the ground. It's closest to the extra plane that exists on top of our plane. And closets, I think honestly, just because usually they're dark, that's where our clothes lie. That's where our energy from our bodies stay. Because think about it. We're always wearing our clothes, and the energy we emit off our bodies are, being absorbed into our clothes and into our shoes. And we don't wash our shoes, and into purses and belts and hats and anything else that you could put into a closet. So that's just my opinion on it. I could be totally wrong and not know anything that I'm talking about. Hey, Silent. But, let me check. Let me go back and check chat. It's scrolling super fast for me. When I was a little kid, I woke up early in the morning to what sounded like a loud clap. I thought it was my dad, but no one was there. Went downstairs and no one was up. Laid back down and felt pressure on my ear until it popped. I don't know what that was about. Oh, wow, Silent. My dad was choked by a spirit that probably thought Dad was a Union soldier because of his own World War II collection. Our house was on a Civil War battle site. Goodness, Sharon. So lucky to see a loved one. Yeah, I cried. Like, when I seen my grandfather, I literally busted out on the phone, bawling my eyes out. I ran into the living room. My stepdad was in the living room. I ran into the living room completely in a panic. And I wasn't scared that I seen him. I was excited that I seen him. But then I was also worried because his spirit was here, which made me wonder, did he pass on? Did he go to heaven if there was one? Did he go to Summerland, which is what I was taught? Did he go to Summerland? What? Why is he in my closet? I was more worried about him being in my closet than anything. Oh my gosh, phone, stop going off. Goodness. Why is it when I go live, everything wants to... Stop it. Everybody wants to contact me when I go live. I guess I'm just that popular. But that's what, can't hear what my sis is saying because it's loud in here. I'm looking at all your encounters and experiences in here. Pretty wild. It's nice to see the passion of this family. And y'all, if y'all haven't already, go give Chaos a like and a subscribe. He works really hard. And Sean, too, of Chasing the Truth. Go give him a like and a subscribe. They have amazing content. They're my brothers in arms. If you're looking for good channels. And I was just fixing to mention you, Truth. And an impromptu Truth, my third brother. I have a lot of brothers, believe it or not. Like, I in this whole circle of family, like, I'm the only girl, I feel. Me and Marquita, we're like the two little sisters of the bunch. But I have a bunch of brothers. But I love it. Yes, the infernal ones. See, I'm glad I talked them into bringing the infernal ones back. They were hesitant about it, and I told them, no, I miss it. Please bring it back. It rocks. It's one of my favorite things is when they do the infernal ones. So, but yeah, ghosts and spirits, it's a lot behind it. And then you have poltergeist. And poltergeist are manifestations that have manifested from somebody. So you can get those, especially if there's a family of abuse or addiction or mental illness, or even people that are on the autism spectrum have been known to produce and manifest poltergeist, not meaning to. 9 times out of 10, people do not know nor mean to manifest a poltergeist. But then you have them to deal with, and of course, they can just wreak havoc all over your house and home. They can make you feel bad. They can make you sick. They can make you lose stuff, forget stuff. It's crazy. And then like I said, I've had a lot of other encounters. One time I was working at this metaphysical shop that I've talked about before. And we had a room that had been consecrated and warded and was blessed. And it was kind of like the room where everybody gathered in this building. And we performed our ceremonies and our rituals in there and our blessings and whatever else that we did. And we kept feeling something in the room. And so we all put our backs to the wall around the whole room. And we left the light on. We did this completely in the light. We did not turn the light off. But each one of us, there were 9 of us, each one of us took out our cell phone. And we started recording the person across the room from us. That way we covered the room from all angles and all sides. And we called forth, if there's something in here, please make yourself be known. And what was funny is the guy that was across from me at the time had been having a really bad string of bad luck. I'm talking about like above and beyond your normal, just bad luck. It was to where you could tell something was behind it. We didn't know if he had done something that was reverberating back to him, or if somebody had sent him something, or if he had an attachment or an entity or what it was. But we knew he had just been having this just hellacious string of bad luck. And I was recording him, and everybody got quiet, and we'd been standing there for about, a good 5 to 10 minutes. And all of a sudden, one of us spoke out. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they said, okay, if you're in here, go by the person that you're attached to, if you're attached to someone. And on my cell phone, all of a sudden, this bright orb, and it was not dust, there was not dust particles in the room. This complete, bright, solid white, non see through orb danced all around and circled him. And I actually caught it on my phone. And I said, "Oh my God, it's you. This is why you're having bad luck." And so I showed everybody in group about it. And I think I mentioned it even on Vault's old channel at one point about it. Um, and the guy turned his luck around, thank goodness. But we had to get this entity that had attached itself to him off of him, is what had happened. This entity had attached itself. We're not sure whether it was, a spirit that attached itself to him. We had been to a graveyard before that, so that's what we're thinking. That somebody kind of hitched a ride with him and came home, basically. So, I used to have the video until that cell phone died, and I cannot get back to the video. The cell phone ended up being chunked. So I wished I still had that though, because it was the most sound evidence that I had ever seen of a spiritual orb. Not a dust particle, not anything. Like, you could literally tell it was an orb encasing the sky. Let me check the chat and see what's going on. Tried sending 2 recent encounters by vid, but they were too big for email. You may have to break them down. David Wilcutt, if you have Facebook, you can look me up on Facebook, Tabitha Rigby Tucker, and try sending them through Messenger that way. Sometimes that's the way I get some of my things from my subscribers. I will eventually do a call-in show. Vault's trying to help me get set up. It's just going to take a while. I'm not quite there yet. Sharon said, I have a friend that her ex killed himself in front of her, and he has tormented her ever since then. Terrible activity. Oh, no. That's heartbreaking. It seems that there's usually teenagers that create poltergeists. Usually it's because they're going through puberty and hormones and mood swings and things teenagers go through. Hey, Rad. And that usually makes the manifestations of poltergeist worse. Another big one would be people with mental illness, especially if they suffer depression a lot. That's a big one that will manifest poltergeist a lot. Laying back on my bed, about to fall asleep, and feel a poke in, I guess, my right kidney. Startled me and stroked and arched my back up as my back went again. There were 2 more rapid pokes than when I woke up with a UTI in the morning. That's odd. Hey, Duck. Yes, the bubbles are moving, finally. They'll freeze, though. Hey, Anthony, how are you? How are you? But yeah, the bubbles will probably freeze here in just a little bit. I don't know. I've got my phone turned sideways this time, so maybe that's, the savior of the bubbles moving. Here soon, it's going to be different. I'm going to go through StreamYard. Hopefully, I've got to get 1,000 subscribers, and I've got to get my watch time up. So y'all, please help me get my watch hours up. I've got to. I'm way behind on my watch hours. I saw blue orbs the size of a salad plate with my friend who was being haunted. Saw it with our own eyes. Beautiful but eerie. It is eerie. It can actually be very frightening to some because they're not used to it. Orbs don't really bother me at all. It's just, like I said, the thought behind. Hey, Holly. To me, it's just the thought behind. Is it just their energy that's left over that has basically created its own entity? Or are they really, is their consciousness really back here? That's what I don't understand and would love to know the answer to. Let's see. Have I ever had a spirit during a tarot reading make you laugh? I don't know about laugh, but I had this one guy I did a tarot reading for. And he was known in the masonry community, I guess is how I'll put it. And he was a bigwig. And he wanted me to do a reading on a female. What he didn't know is the female had just had her reading done by me an hour earlier. And he didn't know she had come to me about him, and here he was coming to me about her. And it was the hardest thing having to read for him, knowing what her reading was, and still having to do his reading without letting on that I already knew. And then he was, ask me questions, and I would try to answer him by what the cards were saying. And I told him, I said, you've got something going on in your home that's causing you to fight. You've got to cleanse your home. It's something putting you like in a bad mood. You're only grumpy when you're at home. As soon as he walked in the door, like his whole mood would shift. And she loved him dearly and wanted to stay with him. But like she said, if they lived apart and he came to visit her, it would be fine. But her living with him, they would be fine until they went home. And as soon as he crossed the threshold, his whole mood changed. And I was letting him know, you've got to do something with your home. Either cleanse it or sell it and move. But you got to do something. And I did have him tip me $100. That was the most I ever got tipped, because I didn't really charge. The store I worked at charged for the readings, but I personally did not charge. But that was the most that I had ever gotten tipped in one lump sum, by telling somebody, hey, you got something in your house. But I had to give a chuckle about it, because like I said, I'd already read for her, but I haven't necessarily had a spirit make me laugh. Chaos went on break. Yes, email Chaos. Chaos likes to have emails. Okay, thank you, David. I will check them out whenever I get off live stream. Darkwood says, I recently had a trip cam video that showed orbs cruising past the camera. I know a lot of people think there are a lot of orbs back here on the camera in mine and Vault's yard on Dogman cams. We try to tell them, though, wait until the super cold snap kills off all the bugs. And then if you see orbs or rods, then they're really orbs and rods. But until then, we still have a few bugs flying around that it's hard to tell what's an orb and what's a bug sometimes. But once the cold snap sends them on their way, then if you see something, it's more than likely an actual orb. But yeah, here at my house, like I said, before we bought this house years ago, there was I think it was a teenage boy. I can't exactly remember his age. I've been told a couple of different ages, so I'm not exactly sure, so I just say teenage boy. He went out and literally in the backyard where the camera's aimed at, and he committed suicide out in the backyard. And we have been known to actually see him in coveralls or whatever, walk around out in the yard. We haven't seen him in the home, but we've seen him in the yard. There was a lady several years back as well that rented this house at the time from the previous owner, that she ended up with, well, she ended up married, and the man she was married to at that time died of cancer. She rented this house. She ended up having cancer. She married another man. She passed away. The other man moved out, dated another lady, and he ended up with cancer and passed away. And he passed away near Valt's aunt's house. So it's kind of like, a string of bad luck with that family. And we've been known to see a lady. And now I know what she looks like because I knew her personally. But we've been known to see a lady, especially my daughter-in-law, has been known to see a lady out in the yard. But what she describes doesn't necessarily look like the lady I knew that died of cancer in this home. So I'm beginning to wonder if there's not a third person spirit here on this property. Because what she describes sounds like a older lady than the woman who I knew that passed away. Lakaya, do you think next year will be good? I'm not sure. Next year, I think next year for everybody, I think it's going to be better than this past year. That's what I think. I think it's not going to be the best, but I think it's going to be better. Hey, dear Slayer. Good evening. Sometimes it's the land that causes people's personalities to change. Exactly. That's true too. You've been below freezing woods for over a month now. Goodness. Like I said, we have been the past couple of days in the 30s and 40s, and then today, like I said, up in the 70s. So it's supposed to storm tonight, possible tornadic weather, and then I guess we're gonna have another cold snap. But usually here where I'm at, it doesn't get super cold, like real cold, until January and February. February is like our coldest month. And then March it starts warming up, and then April is when we have the most tornadoes. Because that's when it goes from, into spring. So April is usually our worst weather month every year. You hope you can't take another year like this. Look, I know the last two have been horrible. This past year has been the worst. But I'm looking up for next year. I really am. Something just is telling me that next year will be the year. It will be a better year. It may not be the best year. Because in my life, my best year was my 29th year. I know that sounds weird. I'm almost 40. I will be 40 next month. But the year I turned 29, that was the year I had the best time of my life. I don't know why. It was just a really, really, really good year that year. And I still remember that year. Hey, Larry and Candace. So, like I said, nothing will top that year, I don't think. For me. So, but next year should be better. Negative spirits will do that as well. Yeah. And if you think you've got negative spirits in your home, do a cleansing. You can walk through your house and recite a passage from your Bible. You can sprinkle holy water. You can put tourmaline is great to use in the corners of your home. You could take you some Florida water, which is a type of cologne. I think you can buy it off Amazon. I'm not for sure. I buy it somewhere else, so I'm not for sure about Amazon. But you can buy it usually from apothecaries and botanicas and things like that, and metaphysical stores. And you can take that Florida water and mix it with a little regular water, a little bit of holy water, and spritz it in your house. But if you're going to sage your home, make sure you sage the upper corners of every room. If you're going to, if you can't get your hands on sage, you can go to Walmart. If you have a local Walmart or usually a Dollar General or a Big Lots or whatever store you shop at, go to their little section where they sell incense and look for incense called dragon's blood. Smell it. If it smells like stank ass perfume, it's not dragon's blood. It's mixed. You don't want it. But if it smells really good and really thick smelling, I guess, and I know thick is not a way to smell, but you'll know it when you smell it. What I mean by thick. That's what you want. You will light it and go through around every corner of your house, every bedroom corner, everywhere, and then cleanse yourself and the people in your home with that incense. And then push it out the front door. That will cleanse your home as well, and that will help with some of the negativity. Have I drawn salt lines on a property to help with angry spirits? Oh, I salt every property. I go around every home, every property, especially if I'm creating a sacred space, because to me my home is my sacred space. I that's the first thing I do before I even move in. Before I even move in, I do a ring of salt. Period. Usually I do a ring of eggshells too, crushed eggshells. Um, but like I said, there's several different ways to get rid of negativity. It just depends on your preference. Like I said, it just depends on your preference of what you'd like to use. Chaos Dragon's blood runs through your veins. It does, seriously, you dragon. You mean old fiery breathing dragon. I'm still waiting on my videos of my Okie baby, though. I want him to go, that's a wrap, baby. But I've seen several spirits. I've been to many cemeteries and graveyards. And I've seen a couple where it looks out the corner of my eye, where it looks like somebody's leaning over the tombstone. And then I turn my head and nothing's there, but then you can feel like a shiver go down your spine or the hair stand up on your arm or something like that. And you just know you've seen something there. I've had that happen multitude of times to where I don't even really pay attention to that no more. Cass and her talking Christmas card. Yeah, good info. Okay, you're welcome, Woods. I try. All family members, including the head of household, pray together. There is nothing wrong with saying a prayer. Hi, John. I'm trying to scroll back because I seen where y'all were talking about the Duro. I'm trying to go back and find it, though. I think I missed it in chat. Did I overlook it? I guess I did. Huh. Let me scroll back down again. Maybe I looked too hard. Sharon says, I've got a friend struggling with bitterness of the past. He needs help. Sad. Wish he'd let me sage him or something. Sometimes people need to, when you hold on to bitterness, the best thing to do is write it down. Write everything they're feeling emotional wise down on a piece of paper. Fold it up away from them. Take it outside. set that shit on fire, take the ashes, go off the property, and bury those ashes somewhere off the property. That will help get rid of anger, bitterness, um, negativity, evilness, gossipers. Oh, there's a shit ton of it can help get rid of. But that's the way to help get rid of stuff. Is you write it down, fold the piece of paper away from you as small as you can, take it outside, set it on fire, take the ashes, and bury them off your property, not where you live. Because the earth grounds and cleanses. Yes, Vault does want to do a live stream with you and Okie this weekend. I'm looking forward to that, Chaos. I just emailed you 2 ghost stories from Julie. Okay, thank you so much, Julie. I cannot wait to read them. Yes, Chaos's son, he is sharp as a whip. Oh, well, I need to do that burning then. Thank you for that, Jim Lakaya. I need to purge vibes and feelings that have bogged me down for a year. You're welcome, hon. Anytime you need help, girl, just message me. I'll help you out. If I know what to do, I'll let you know. I share the love is the way I see it. If I can help somebody out, so be it. Yeah, I used to write letters and not mail them. I used to do that too, actually. But I have childhood trauma a lot. I have CPTSD or whatever it is, and PTSD. And one of the things was me writing it down and folding it away from me and burning it and burying it. And I went from being a victim in my life to now what I call a survivor. My whole mental thinking of it changed. Was I a victim? Yes, but that was my circumstance. That's not who I am, and that does not define me. I am a survivor. That defines me. I have survived. I have kept going. I am strong. That is what defines me. So that's something that I have personally done, is the folding of the paper and the burning of the paper. And the burying of it. I've personally done that myself. Many, many a times. That's right, strong Lakaya. I don't know, I have my weak moments though, not gonna lie about it. But doesn't everybody? Vaught always says though, if he goes, he's gonna come back and haunt me. I told him he better come back and sit down somewhere. He's not gonna drive me nuts in the afterlife. I told him that all the things I've done in my life, I'm doomed to hell. I try to make up for it now, but in my past, y'all, I was something serious. I was something serious. But you live and you learn. I also find it fascinating when they say that people's spirits are connected to inanimate objects. For example, like Annabelle, Robert the Doll, things like that. I find that absolutely fascinating. Oh, rad. Hugs. Hang his hat on the rocking chair. Rad, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I think when we pass, I think it's kind of like the slate being wiped clean. I think what we've done here doesn't necessarily matter anymore, because we're here to learn and to grow and to thrive and to fail and to fall on our knees and get up again. So I think once we go, I think the slate is kind of wiped, And the little things like that don't necessarily matter anymore. Yes, they may seem like big things here on earth, but once we pass, I think they're looked at as little things, and that's not what matters anymore. It's more about the togetherness of the souls than anything. That's just my opinion, though. I'm full of opinions, and that's just one of my opinions. Well, if you're going to hell, we will probably be neighbors. Hey, I'm telling you, we could split the rent, chaos. Like seriously, we could do roommates. Like I would totally room with you. I get one half of the condo, you get the other. Oh, I'm glad she felt her peace, Rad. I'm glad for that. Oh, you mean a Dibbit box, Miss Carol? Yeah, Dibbit box is a box that's used to put a demon in. Not necessarily a spirit, but it's supposed to actually be for demons, not spirits. But I guess an evil spirit would be a demon if you look at it that way. I don't, but you know, to each their own. To each their own. But I do find it fascinating. My mom has this old antique jewelry box, and I don't know where she got it from. How, but I just know she's had it all my life. I've never known her not to have it. She's got all this. Every piece of jewelry she's ever gotten is in this box, and when you open it up, like you can smell the jewelry in it, but you can also smell a perfume scent. It's Dybbuk. Dybbuk. And I think that there's a lady connected to my mom's jewelry box because it smells like a. Don't nobody take offense to this, but you know, old lady. They call it old lady perfume. That's what it smells like. Like I don't know the scent of it, but it just smells like a classy older woman's perfume. So, and my mom swears she's never. Do you think elementals are near your? Okay, here's the here's the thing about elementals. What some people think as elementals, us witches look at elementals as something to work with the four corners. We use them. Yes, thank you, Wig Dibbit Box. We use them to guard our corners when we cast a circle. We call them in. So we work with elementals. Like for fire would be a salamander. Um so that's the type of elementals I know. And I work with them when I cast. So when people say elementals, I don't know exactly what they're meaning because that's the type of elementals we work with. You can't spell cast? I can't speak. What are you talking about? I have a heart. Look, I'm a southern girl with a long twang and a thick tongue. I mispronounce everything and I speak too fast. That's why when I talk, I pronounce things weird because I'm trying to slow myself down because usually I'm a really fast talker. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to not hit the bubbles. Hold on, bubbles are back. Ah, old jury sometimes has a class that would hold solid perfume. Huh, I did not know that. Yeah, older perfumes had a rose base, exactly. That's why I want a rosewood rosary. Is what I want. Because it's supposed to actually. So if y'all hear the dog barking, I have Valt's dog in here with me, and she hush. And when she hears another dog bark, she thinks she's got to bark too. Hush, 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 Tinkerbell. Hush, Tinkerbell. Nobody wants to hear Tinkerbell. Nobody wants to hear you. Come here. Come here. Come sit by mommy at the live stream. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Look, watch the bubbles. We're talking about ghosts, Tink Tink. We talking about ghosties. Are you a ghost? I'll dress you up as a ghost for Halloween next year. Yeah. You want to be a ghost? Y'all, I'm going to dress Valt's dog up as a ghost next year. Chaos. That's not nice. That is not nice. She's not a salamander. She may have an attitude like one, though. The dog that I rescued, she's doing fine. She's just y'all, she's so skinny. She's skin and bones, so we're having to feed her little bit by little bit so she doesn't get sick and actually will gain weight. It's just gonna take a long time for her. And then my little blind dog, Rusty, he's okay. He's just been sleeping a lot. Tinkerbell, stop it. Mama, quit fussing. She's literally, I'm laying on a pillow talking to you guys, and she's literally laying on top of the pillow with me. Hey, Roth. You don't really own any haunted items, but you did procure a cheap dagger that was used for some nasty dark magic. A dagger or an athame? Athames are used in rituals and circle casting and ceremonies. Is it black handled? Because that's my athame's not, but because I have a particular one, but most athames are black handled and white handled, but usually they're black handled. Yeah, that's an athame. Well, that's what they're called. It can be a dagger, but that's what they're called, an athame. It's for ritual use. It's usually for casting a circle or calling forth. What it is if you stick your arm out and you point your finger, you send energy down your arm and out of your finger to manipulate that energy to a certain spot. The athame is just an extension of your phalanges, and it helps you to conduct your energy into a specific need, is all it does. Yours is obsidian and deer bone. That's awesome. Wig, I'll have to take a picture of mine and send it to you. I've had mine was gifted to me, and I've had it for years and years and years. I need a new one. But like I said, mine's all silver. Mine's not black handled, but that's because mine was particularly gifted to me. Tinkerbell's watching the bubble, you guys. She says, Bubbles! Ghost talking Bubbles. Curious Cat, that's the way this dog is, the stray that I took in from that kept coming up in the yard. She is nothing but skin and bones. Like, literally, all you see is rib bones and hips. And that's why I took her in. I was like, nobody else is going to take her. So I'm hoping I can save her slowly but surely. It's going to take a while. And we know that because it took a while for her to get in the position that she's in now. So it's going to take her a while to get better. But, that's okay. I'm in it for the long haul. As long as, she's doing okay, she's got me, because I can't stand to see an animal starve to death like that. And obviously she's been astray for a while. She's sweet as everything. Put eggs in her food, I sure will try that. I sure will. But we're just having to right now, give her food in moderation so she doesn't gorge herself, and then, up come everything that we're trying to get her to hold down. This one looks like a cross lab cur husky ish mix. She's got like the eyes of a husky, but she looks more like a cur and lab mix. Maybe a touch of pit bull in her, maybe. Like, I'm still kind of confused on what she is, but whatever she is, that's okay. She'll be a pretty dog once I get her all fattened up and everything. And then hopefully I'll find her. My goal, hey Deborah, my goal is to get her adopted out once I get her healthy. My goal is to find her a forever home. Because to be honest, we have too many animals. I mean, we need to downsize some of these animals, and I'd rather find her a forever home. She could stay with us, but I'd rather find her a forever home with somebody that is going to love her as much as I already love her. Because she's going to be a beautiful dog when she gets healthy again. She's going to be a big old beautiful baby. It looks like she's been hit and had surgery before. So she had to have been somebody's dog, because it looks like she's had hip surgery before. And she's got a kink in her tail where it looks like her tail was broken. So apparently, we're assuming she's been hit on the back end and a vet fixed her, but she's not chipped or anything. So, there's no. And we've asked around near where we are if anybody has seen her, missed her, knows who she is. We think somebody literally just drove by and dropped her off. And that's sad, but that's the reality of it. Oh, Deborah, no problem taking in the pup. Like I said, I'm not gonna let her, she was a stray, but I'm not gonna let her starve if she's on my property. If you can get some goat milk, it will help a lot. Okie dokie. We'll totally do that then. Oh, sis, we gotta talk. Uh-oh. What did I do now? There's no telling. I swear I didn't do it. I'm also looking into, there's another house that I'm trying to talk. I may talk Vaughn into buying. I'm not for sure yet. But if I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked at it yet. But from what I understand, it has an attic, and the attic may be haunted. So, has Willie been around lately, Lakaya? To be honest, I haven't even checked. I have not even checked. I haven't had time to watch the camera or anything. I've been actually trying to work on content for the channel. I wanted to do this ghost talk live stream and us talk about, spirits and ghosts and poltergeists and all things, spooky. I'm working on. I've done recorded Mississippi Tales. Vault's got to put the picture with it, and then I've got to post it. I'm working on Florida Tales now, and I've got to get it recorded. And there's something else I want to do. Waco, and then I want to talk about Chernobyl. And those are my things that I'm going to go to and try to get done in between some, chilling and chatting live streams and some talk live streams. Because if you haven't noticed, the chilling and chatting ones are ones where I just come in, we chill, chat about whatever. And then I have the talk series is where we pick a topic, and that's what we keep it mainly about. Of course, we go left a little bit here and there. But like we've done food talk, Christmas talk, this is ghost talk. We have a topic, we kind of dance around it. Duck says, I've lived in a house all my life, and I'm on my 11th cat, and they've all gotten along well with the spooks in the house here. Oh, that's good. That's good that they're all getting along. Yeah, my son, Lethal, my oldest child, actually requested me do one on Chernobyl. So I told him I would. Really don't mess with human ghosts or spirits. They aren't my forte. I've seen them and had one in my childhood home. They aren't on my radar in my practicing. I work with necromancy, so, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, necromancy is so bad. And no, necromancy is just working with spirits. And I work with ancestors and ancestry, and technically that's working with spirits too. So I work with necromancy. Some, not all the times, but some. So to me, it's like a walk in the park. Why do I keep accidentally hitting off bubbles? Stay on bubbles. I'm trying to look at chat. Goodness. I love all your talks. Glad I found you. Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you found us too. I am so glad you decided to come, and like I said, the more I do this, the more my channel grows, the better I will get at it. Eventually I'm gonna have a different setup. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And then I've got to get my watch hours up so I can start using StreamYard and be able to bring y'all in on panel to talk and discuss things with me. But I can't do that until then. So please, if y'all watch anything, hit it on play in the background and let it play all the way through. Because I need those watch hours and I need subscribers, at least up to 1,000. That way I can use StreamYard to go live. Until then, y'all, we have to deal with bubbles, and I'm okay with the bubbles. It's just, I kind of want to do things like the big boys are doing. I'm still a little channel. Like I said, once I get 1,000, then I can actually do what I want to do the way I want to do it. So, it's a work in progress. Oh, you think I'm already great at it? Thank you, sweetheart. Demons, daemons, non-human spirits, and otherworldly entities are my main area of experience. You're doing a good job, Lakaya. Thank you, Roth. I appreciate it. It does get hard sometimes to just talk. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like, even though I'm carrying on a conversation with you guys, I'm still carrying on a conversation by myself. It's still kind of one-sided. And sometimes it does get a little hard. But I love what I do, so I really don't care. I'm like, I'll just do it anyway. Like in my Christmas talk, I think it's my Christmas talk one. In one of the last videos, you'll hear me yelling about, the cat clawing my butt. I mean, it happened. You get the real me. I'm not edited. I'm not, I am me, and that's what you're going to get. And if you don't like it, you move on. That's the way I see it. My voice is relaxing? I don't think so. I hate my voice. I will not go back and listen to anything I've been on. Whether it's Vault Stream, DW's, DDoS's, Sean's, mine, I don't care where. I will not go back and listen to it because I hate the sound of my voice. And I went and listened to the live stream I did a couple years ago with Vamp, the ladies panel. Remember that, Rad? I went and listened to the ladies panel, and I sound completely different now than I did then. My voice was softer then and sweeter, and now it sounds deeper and louder and scratchier. I don't know. And then I have the whole southern accent and I pronounce things differently. Like down here we say pecan, not pecan. We say things a little different, and we make up our own words like douchebaggery. You got to have douchebaggery in something. Everyone hates their own voice. Really? I thought it was just me, and then Sean. I heard Sean last night tell Bob that, he doesn't like the sound of his voice. So I thought it was just me and Sean. I didn't realize that's an everybody thing. That's good to know. I try to acknowledge everybody in chat. I really do. I'll try to at least say hello. It's easy. You love that show, Ladies Night, John? Yeah, I still have it. It's put on private. I still have it though. It's still, it's still there. I have two of them. And one of them, DW's in there. He's cutting up too, let me tell you. And he's telling stories and, whoo. Hey, Edward. It's something else. It's too much though for YouTube. If I tried to put it back up now, YouTube would strike my channel. So I just keep it on private and let it sit there. When you called in with Vault, you won't listen to yourself talk either. I know, that's how I am. Hey, Wedge. People say in real life that I still sound like a kid. But here's my thing. And I hate to say this. I grew up on the edge of what was called the hood. And so I've got, when I talk, I can go hood real quick. And then I grew up with my grandmother who was a lady of sorts. Like, she believed in crossing your ankles when you sit and your hands in your lap. And ladies wear skirts and dresses, and your shorts are only this far above your knee, and your hair is immaculate, and your fingernails are clean, and girls don't do this like boys do. I grew up with a grandmother like that too. And so I have a little bit of class and a whole lot of sass. So it's hard holding a mixture of the two. I can swing back and forth. So I'm kind of like two people in one. So I can only imagine what I would be like as a spirit. So as spirit form, like, it makes me wonder which side of me is going to come back. Is it going to be the hood girl? Or is it going to be the classy girl? Or is it going to be a mixture of both? Like, because I'm okay with either. I am me, but it just makes me wonder what side of me is going to come back. Yeah, I definitely had a southern grandma. I really did. I really did. She raised me on paganism, but she also raised me in church as well, so I kind of have best of both worlds, believe it or not. Hey, Red. But yeah, she was a lady, that was for sure. The thing is, right now she's in a home for the elderly, and I didn't realize my whole life that my grandmother had paranoia. I just thought she pinned a key to her shirt because that's just where she kept her key to her house. I didn't really realize in growing up it was because she had paranoia. And so now she literally is in a elderly home, or well, a home for the elderly, where she's being taken care of, and she puts aluminum foil up on the windows and claims that alien creatures are trying to get in her room and take her. So whether it's really happening or she's having mental illness, I don't know. They can't figure that out either. That's why they haven't diagnosed her. And she's 90 something years old, I think. Right about 90. But they just call it paranoia because they don't know what to classify it as, because they can't tell exactly what she has. So they just say she has paranoia. But yeah, she was something else growing up. And she believed in spirits wholeheartedly. She believed in angels too. She always said she had a spirit guide on one shoulder and an angel on the other. And she said she had three guides though, and she named each one. She said one was a young man, one was a black lady, and she said the third one was an older gentleman, and that they guided her throughout her life. And she wouldn't do nothing unless her guides would tell her something. And she lived a good life. But she did. She put tinfoil. She puts tinfoil on her windows. Anywhere that she thinks an alien can come through, she puts tinfoil up. So they said her whole room. I haven't seen it lately. But they said her whole room is basically covered in tinfoil. It's kind of sad. Yeah, that or they're scared to know that she's telling the truth. Could be. That's what I'm saying. It very well could be. But like I said, growing up, they said, she's had paranoia all her life, but nobody ever paid attention to it because she she never really acted out any type of paranoia. It was the little things she did. She literally took her front door house key and safety pin it every morning to the front of her shirt. And that's all she did. She kept her house key on her. I always thought it was because in case of emergency she wouldn't lose her key. She had a way to get out of the house. Who knows? I wonder what was the genius of this. I have no idea. Like I said, so they said that when they put her in, and I think the tinfoil thing didn't start with her until they put her in the home. I don't ever remember her growing up having tinfoil anywhere. And here in the South, people put tinfoil up on windows all the time to keep the sun out. Um, Especially during the summer, it keeps your house cooler, so they say. But she didn't even do that. Now she did have bars put on her windows and doors, security bars, but that's nothing uncommon. She just had that done as a safety precaution. Whether it was paranoia or not, I don't know because there were several other people that have those on their doors and windows too. So, I don't know. But like I said, she didn't do the tinfoil thing until, from what I understand, until she went into the home. And then that's when the whole tinfoil aliens, and she is very specific that is aliens. It is not, she does not call them spirits, creatures, no, she says the aliens. And then she describes them as kind of like gray, what you consider grays, but instead of gray, they're black. So, hey, Nomi. So it's kind of, who knows whether she's telling the truth or not. Who knows if it's mental illness or not. I have no idea. I've been doing this for 30 years and I get to know. Let's see, where'd that go? And I get it, you don't really know, but if you know someone's routine, I believe them. Yeah, you always wonder how much is paranoia and how much is fact. I was trying to catch up, Red. Exactly. You don't know. Because, you know, what's the difference of me saying I seen the little boy's spirit out in my backyard now at the age of 39 and you guys believing me, and then me being 92 and in a home saying I seen a little boy's spirit? Like, which one would you believe? Would you believe both encounters? Or would you only believe one because you think I'm of sound mind and that age has deteriorated my mind in the other? Like, who's to say that they're not telling the truth both times? No, we're talking about ghosts and spirits and poltergeist and angels and aliens and tinfoil. TikTok, stop sending me notifications. Goodness. But yeah, my grandmother, she used to claim, in the house that I grew up in, she used to claim that there were spirits all the time passing through the house. She would say they would come in one door because the way her house was set up, we call them shotgun houses. But her house is actually one of the first houses built in town from when the town was built. So she has, a big grand old home. She did have anyway. But shotgun houses are where you can open the front door and shoot straight out the back door. And usually they're smaller, but hers was bigger. And she would always keep both doors locked because she said that the spirits kept coming in one door and leaving out, kept coming in the front, leaving out the back. And she didn't like the energy trail they were leaving through her home. And my grandmother would go through and she would bless her home every morning to keep the energy from spirits passing through her home out. Now, why they were passing through there, I don't know if they were connected, to me, to her, just the house in general, the land it was built on. That I don't know. But she said it was basically like, a portal passageway that they would come in one door and go out the other. So every morning she'd have her little Bible and her little holy water and she'd go through the house. Now we did have, I told this story in a short, but we did have a guy try to jump. The train tracks are right in front of my grandmother's old home. And we did have a guy pass away on the same set of tracks, and you can hear his car horn blowing. So I don't know if that played a part in the spirits coming through her home or not. Or if something, I've heard, trains carry a lot of energy. And they can bring that energy with them from town to town. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that or not. Don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I've heard. And so and the depot was right down from my grandmother's home for the railroad track, the original depot of the town. So I don't know if that had something to do with spirits coming in and out of her home, of spirits of, people gone from a time before when the town was built. Have no idea. Sean says, I've seen a few spirits that were period dressed for the 1800s. Last one I saw was a man with rolled up sleeves standing in the doorway between my dining room and living room. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't know what to do if I seen something like that just standing there. That's kind of... Y'all hold on a second. I think Vault's dog is tearing up something. Be right back. Okay, back. Take that back. That was the little kitty that I adopted. She's ripping a bag open because she thinks there's kitty food in there and she's done ate it all. Leave it to the animals to be the star of the show. Y'all, I'm telling you, Sean has some strange things going on in his home. Sean, you need to do a whole show with nothing but your encounters from your home and pictures. That creepy picture that you have of that head looking. Oh. Creepy. Hi, Sue. How are you? Tremont, Mississippi is strange. Yeah. There's a lot of strange places in Mississippi. Natchez, Yazoo. Those are two. Corinth. Corinth is very strange. They have a lot of unusual... Well, they have a lot of... In Corinth, they have a lot of Civil War stuff. Going on up there. Because that's where, a lot of the fighting went. Oh, you finally got me live, Sue. We've just been talking about ghosts and spirits and have kind of traveled to paranoia and aliens and a little bit of everything. One person's creepy as another person's normal. You know what, Duck? You are exactly right. And I love that saying. I love that. Because I'm creepy in and of itself. I am the weirdo, mister. You knew the original family that owned the old house used to be a hub of the town. One of the oldest feed stores in town was built next door to this house. Yes, and somebody asked me somewhere else if spirits could travel. I think it was Chaos. Asked me if spirits could travel kind of like on the same piece of property or down over a property. And yes, they actually can. I know of of a story or more an encounter basically that there was a murder on one property, but the spirit shows up on a totally different property across the street. And that's because at one time that was all one property that now has been divided by a road. So, because it was all one property, that spirit has actually stayed on the other side, opposite of where the murders actually took place. Yeah, Sean, I think your near death experience has a lot to do with it. Not necessarily everything, but I think I think it's made you more sensitive. I think they come to you more because of it. Because you've seen the other side. You know what's there. You know what it's like. And I think they feel a connection with you because of that, because you have been there. So I think that's why you're able to know and to see and to feel and to get that there are other things walking, this earth than just us human beings and animals. Just my opinion, though. Just my little old opinion. Let's see. You listened to Vault stream this morning. Why was DW so angry? Zim, because while Vault was live, doing a excellent job of an interview, somebody else decided to go shit talking behind his back. And they did it. They started in chat, and then the person did it on live stream, and it kind of tried to ruin his interview. And DW called it and took up for Vault and tried to explain exactly what happened. That it started all with the troll, and to stop feeding the trolls, to stop letting these little people run these channels into thinking, start infighting with each other. It's stupid and it's nonsense, and I absolutely agree with it. It's dumb. There's plenty of room for everybody. Everybody should do what they want to do. If you don't like a person's channel, don't listen. What can you do if there are multiple coming to a person and it's overwhelming? You learn how to ground. You learn how to bubble yourself. You learn how to put up a hedge of protection. Those are things that you can do. There's also gemstones that you can carry that will help. Hematite, carry hematite will ground and help keep some of the energy at bay and some of the negativity at bay. Or wear a hematite ring, but if you're going to wear a hematite ring, buy several. You can get them really fairly cheap, because they will bust once a certain amount of energies hit them. They will shatter. I've had plenty shatter on me. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to call it. I've been on for almost an hour and 30 minutes. And I've got some work to get done for my channel. I've got to finish my Florida stuff. But I have enjoyed talking to you guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to enter the Cryptid Christmas giveaway. Hurry up. Get it done. Make sure you're subscribed to every channel and leave your comment under every channel. That way you can be entered into a random draw for either a mug or a 1-month subscription to Dogman Cams. My PayPal and my Cash App links are in my description. Or not links, but info's in the description. My email's in the description if you'd like to email me. And also, my Amazon wish list is on my community tab on my channel. So if you'd like to visit any of those things or help out with a tip or donation, they're greatly appreciated but not necessary. Is Vault going live tonight? I'm not for sure. He's not here, so I actually haven't gotten to talk to him, y'all. He's always on the go anyway. And I appreciate all of you for being here. And I will catch you next time. See you guys later.